Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to Bullish Bears, where we give you the dish.
The dish. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell.
Yes, sir.
Ring that bell.
Don't make me hit that range. I can get that range. You know the
Some
song.
tight underwear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, YouTube. You're looking at my screen, I think. Is that what they're looking at?
That's what they're looking at.
That's what they're looking
My
at.
chart looks like a pennant. A 1 minute chart there on my left, top left, and top right.
It's one of them rounding tops that looks bearish until it isn't.
Yep.
Notice there's a slight descent on my 5 minute chart down there. If after a while you can see things with your eyes. And what we have right here, I'm going to do with this. I'm talking about that thing right there.
Yes.
A little resistance right there. Sometimes you can see those things, and they'll happen at the bottom of a channel, and you'll see this little, it looks like a little, I call them an echelon for bad, because I know that word. It's a diagonal, about a 45-degree angle or whatever. And that's on a pullback. You'll catch those, and that's a 5 minute chart. Looks like a flag. Looks like a pennant on the 1 minute.
Wahoo. Got Disney dropping over.
All right, let me give it away again. Here you go. So this was the first flag, and we expected that second flag, I did, to match this first flag, and it did, and that's what this box is over here. And that's what that 41040 was earlier on. When I saw this, I said, hey, let's talk about flags. Okay, it must be a flag day. So we have now we have a pennant here. And I'll be curious to see what it does if it's going to be a pennant. If this were a larger time frame, this would be considered a trading range right there, because we're pretty much going sideways. If I wanted to find that trading range, well, I'd have to know exactly what I was looking for, and then I could find it, and I could say, okay, there's my trading range. And again, if I want to find out where it's going to go, well, if it breaks bearish, it's probably going to bullish. It's probably going to go that way, and if it breaks bearish, it's probably going to go that way, and it'll probably reach these targets right here, if that's how it breaks. Timing's everything. Execution's everything. You've got to watch the clock. I watch the clock when we get down to the last few seconds, like the last few seconds of this candle right here that we're at. And I'm watching the clock right before it hits 10:16. Now it's going to close, and we're going to get an idea where it might go next. So that's what I'm looking at here. And that's what I like to do, is find those trading ranges. I was just telling everybody I like to trade them.
It's about to do something because I'm going to let my dog out right now.
Great. All right. Well, you do something, because you probably were talking and we didn't hear you, huh?
No. I've been quiet.
So we're watching this. I like to watch the SPY and the MES because I'm a single-minded trader. I have friends that, make a living just trading the ES all day long, or just in the mornings, I should mean. So to me, if you can grab 10 points a day in the green every day on the ES, that's pretty good.
You're doing all right.
Those are my goals.
That's it.
Good goal.
So we're going to watch this. The thing about watching candles print is they have to print, and it is like watching paint dry. Not really. I have to give it to trading. The difference between watching these candles take a long time to print and watching paint dry is the same color basically that you paint it. So if you're painting something gray, it's going to dry gray. When you're waiting for a candle to print, it's going to go red and green sometimes before it prints. So it's not like watching paint dry. And this twitching on those candles will pull. Say again?
Today's Tom Sawyer, buddy.
Oh, yep, that's right. Today's Tom Sawyer. That's right.
Mean stride.
Mean stride. So if we watch them, see that guy was green earlier, and now it's red. It still has almost 2 minutes before it prints. So right now we've got indecision on the MES. That's why we're going sideways. How long will it go sideways? Don't know. That's why we watch it, and then we tell stories.
Head up.
Disney looks like it's trying to form a double bottom on a 1 minute chart.
Yeah, those are not dojis. Those are spinners on SPY.
And I'm not sure what I don't do anything with options other than spreads. I'm not into the complex strategies right now. I prefer to trade the ES and the MES.
Well, I didn't miss much.
No, you didn't, because it's just sideways right now. While we're going sideways at 10:18, we'll see. It's threatening. It's got rumblings, but that don't mean squat. It means squat till the breakout happens. Once the breakout happens, you gotta let it happen so you don't get caught in the fake out.
Let it burn slow.
Wait for the candle to print. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Here we got about 30 seconds on that 5-minute candle down here, right here, and right now it's looking quite indecisive. There are trades to be had, especially in a trading range, and on this time frame, you could have got in there and got some of that. That is only, well, that's about a 4.25 range. So yeah, you could have got some three point scalps in there. Yeah, especially if you were to get in at the top of the range and sell it and go down and then buy out at the bottom.
If you
Starting
really
to get those higher lows, lower highs.
if you really stretch your candles out on your chart a little bit, on the 1 minute chart, it actually looks like a nice little cup and handle setup. Expect one quick pullback and then a push. And you gotta stretch them vertically. There you go. Now you can see it better. That is what a cup and handle should look like. Nice little rounding bottom after a surge. Usually they if they're healthy, they'll pull back and then look at the handle.
I was talking to you and I realized I had my mic off.
Oh.
And I said, "You mean like this?" And you said, "No, vertically."
Oh, nice.
Because I was doing it, and that's what you saw.
Well, taller, not wider.
I love days like this. Listen, I laugh a lot. I got to laugh, y'all.
Oh,
all
man,
right, let's see what happens here.
Got to enjoy
now this
it.
is this some people would call this a potential double top right here.
Right.
We were talking about this earlier. They might call that. They might call this a potential double top. This is a wedge. Like you said, cup and handle.
Yeah.
They might call that a double bottom. So where can we go here? Well,
we can run to the next part of the range and hit that 411.20 target. It's going to take a minute, though.
Yep. Sometimes, like on a 5-minute chart, we can take that shadow box again. We can draw it out. That candles. And its potential, the potential is that we could actually, this candle could become our measured move, or a metric for a measured move.
Right.
And our measured move could be all the way up to 41.32, which would be about 10 points from where we're at now.
All right, here's the part where it starts printing the handle. And I've shown this before on the cup and handle. You get two necklines, or you get two rim lines, I call them. You get one just, let's see, if you look at the 1004 candle versus the 1003 candle. The 1003 candle is slightly higher. 1004 candle sets your first rim. 1003 candle sets your second rim. So just put two little pivot lines there. And you'll know that if it breaks one, it's usually going to transition to the other and put a bar through it for a healthy breakout off the handle. If it can't do that, it can actually fail and roll back down to key support, which was a previous accumulation in the measured move. In our case, SPY would be about 409.50.
I wonder if they're waiting for the Fed inflation expectation today.
That's possible.
What time was that coming out?
8 a.m. my time, so 11 for you guys.
Yeah, about 40 minutes. Well, 37 minutes, 36 and a half minutes. We'll see.
We might
how
have
it
an
goes.
head and shoulders on the 2 forming.
All right, so let's look at this real quick, if it's all right with y'all. When we were coming into this, and we had to this, I'm just going to clear this off right now. No, don't clear that off. I saw that big candle right here, and I started pointing out that that candle looked like it was an exhaustion candle. It looked like somebody might call it a climax candle. Because it was the largest candle in that breakout. And when we see that happening, that is usually, a time when we're going to get a pullback. And one of our guys in Discord, Bud, started saying, "Hey, this is going to have to pull back at some point. This needs to breathe." And he called it, and that's what was happening. So, but there's that exhaustion candle or a climax candle, and it turned out to be exactly that. This was green when I started saying we have to watch and wait. And then this guy came in and he was giving us a hint that it might take off and continue, but it didn't. And we've had indecision since that. We've got that cup and handle look. It's interesting how it looks on different time frames. So, but these candles are continuing to go up. So sometimes what you need to do is step back and look at a larger time frame. And if we look at this 15-minute chart, what we're seeing is bullishness. So for this to remain bullish, what we would expect to happen in the next 10 minutes is to break this high right here of this previous bar and continue up. So it looks like it's wanting to do that. Anytime you start seeing that chop on a lower time frame, go back out, Devin's always telling us, man, it's fractals. It's fractals. It is fractals.
Mm-hmm.
So, pull out a little bit or back out a little bit or something, just
Look.
zoom out. Thank you very much. I will get the correct terminology here.
Look left.
And look left. And you can see these are levels we have to break. So if this candle right here, this green guy on this 30-minute chart breaks this wick right here, then there's a high probability that we're going to hit the open of this candle as well. So we'll have to see. It looks that way. Don't trade the setup, trade the breakout, unless you're extremely skilled and you've been doing this for a long time. Then you can trade faster. But until you get to that point, you really, it's like anything else you do. You start off slow, and you might listen to speed metal. I get it. I do. I listen to fast stuff as a musician, but it takes me a minute to get to that speed. That's why I listen to it. So Jeremy's always keeping a 5-second chart in front of him, but he's trading on different time frames. He's not trading that 5-second chart, but he's watching it, and he's getting. It's like listening to a fast song. He's going to get there really soon, and it's going to blow all our minds. But if you ain't there, slow down, because you got to crawl before you walk and walk before you run.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow, I just went off on a tangent. I get the
That's a
seeing
good one.
stuff, and I like trading.
That's our good
So,
tangent.
Meanwhile, back at the
Boom.
5-minute chart.
Tested that rim line with a
Right.
wick, and bam, there's your bar. Love it. Das Cup and Handle.
Nice little 2-pointer.
Good deal.
Good job.
Was it like a 1.5 pointer? But it put me at over $20 for the day, so I'm done.
There you go.
Good job.
Now you just got to
Well
keep
done.
it. And that's the way you do. You just, you know, don't overtrade. Don't get roped in.
Hey, I made 21% today.
That's fantastic.
Awesome.
So, you know, 5 to 10% is great
Heck yeah.
a day.
Hell, if you do 1% a day, you're outperforming the market. So, you know.
Yeah, I started to see a inverted head and shoulders on the 2. So I put my stop right outside the neckline on the top, and then a sell right outside the very bottom. And it caught it, and I measured the move for the inverted, and it hit it.
Good deal, man.
Dude, that just makes my little heart happy.
Hell yes. Now just rinse,
You
repeat.
just talked us through it. That's fantastic. Whatever you do that works, do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
See, I'm measuring things differently. You could look at today. I'm doing a whole different type of measurement. And a part of it, some of it I'm not. We got the breakout, and we've almost hit the measured move for the breakout of 41.28. So we're at 41.27.75. That was my measured move for the 1-for-1. If we broke out to the upside, if you remember, we did that here. Again, this isn't magic, y'all. I had the bullish and the bearish argument right there. I had the bullish and the bearish targets, and we've hit that target right there. Did that for everybody. You can go back and watch it on YouTube. See exactly how I did that. I used boxes. I drew shapes, and I had targets. So it's not. It's
Love it.
it's simple, but it's not easy.
Right.
It's simple, but it's not easy. But simple is good. I said this the other day. You will hear musicians, especially those that are playing complex things. They will say things. You'll never hear them say, "Yeah, that part's easy," but you will hear them say, "Yes, it's very simple."
That's the thing. When you start learning how all the complex stuff works and understand it, then you make it easy for yourself by developing not necessarily a shortcut, but just being able to wipe off all the impertinent information and just focus on the stuff that's important. It makes your trading a lot more simple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's because trading is complex, and I said this the other day, and we've got folks in here that know this is, from what we're understanding, it's more difficult to learn trading than it is to fly a plane commercially.
Yeah.
So, but because there's so many more predictable things that you can do with that, and with the market, it's not that it's not predictable. Once you stop listening to all the, for me, I don't listen to anything. I pay attention to some economic events. If we got something big happen, I might want to stay out if Powell's getting ready to speak. You see those candles and how they act.
Be right back.
To me, that's all right. But to sit there and think I don't pay attention to any of the daily BS because it's all BS. The chart tells me exactly what's happening all day long, every day. And I don't have to look at another, and this is just me. This is me. Other people have different methods, but I can't look at another chart. I can't look at something else. I don't need to look at another stock for it to tell me what MES is doing or what SPY is doing. I don't need to go look at UVXY anymore to see what SPY is doing. Why? Because SPY is doing what it's doing right in front of me, and I can follow it, and I can track it, and I can plot it, because it's going to do the same dang thing all the time. It's just a matter of when. And I use the same technical analysis I use for songs to learn a song, similar as I do for this. And that's identifying the patterns, and then knowing where the changes are and how things are going to move, how they can move, and then being ready to pivot on it at a split second. Playing live, like we did the other night. If something happens, you have to be able to not show an emotional response if something bad happens, and know enough about music to know, okay, how and who is going to lead us into the ending. And if nothing happens, then I'll take that initiative and I'll start playing leading tones, and the whole band will jump on it and no, we're going to end this screw up right now, this mistake. We're going to end it right here. Or a drummer might give us a cue, and everybody knows because we know enough about how to get in and out of mistakes. Same thing with the stock market. You got to know, what the failed signs are, and what the go signs are, and what the get the hell out of the trade signs are.
Mm-hmm. It's a great analogy, Stone. Thanks.
I keep things.
Stuff.
Yes, thank you. I'm just going off like, it's like having coffee with me. That's what I'm doing. I call this hanging out, and we're following it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm calling out what I'm doing to you this way, not to be cocky, because I'm really not a very bright individual. And the fact that I can do this with all my learning disabilities that I have means that somebody whose brain works a lot better than mine can learn this in probably a third of the time that it took me. I'm just showing you the shortcuts that I see. That's all. You're going to have to go learn them yourself, but it's right there on the chart. And I like simplistic, so I look for flags a lot because flags are easy to trade. Well, simple to trade, if you will. They're not as complex as having to think about a million patterns, and I just can't do that. So I find everything I need right on the chart in front of me, right for that day. And then when I apply the same techniques to daily and weekly charts, then I can actually take, I've been doing great on my my debit spread account, and I've grown that thing 50%, 60% now in just 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, I mean, it's a little account. It's less than $300, but the fact that the percentages, that my trades are my winners are outshining my losers, and I'm growing this little account consistently, tells me that I'm doing the right thing and it works for me.
Yep.
So I'm just showing you what works for me.
It goes back to what Jeremy was saying. I don't know, this is months ago, but getting the right tool for the job. We look for what kind of day it's going to be. We wait for the shakeout, the opening range, and it gives us an idea of what we're looking at. And we can find a good spot to take a trade. It's basically waiting for that right pattern to emerge, what you're looking for.
Right. Now I do have to deal with something other than Jomo, and it's ModMo. It's missing out because I'm modding. I sitting here watching this. I can't multitask. It's not
ModMo.
It's not my thing. And so
ModMo, huh? Okay.
Yeah, ModMo. So
makes sense.
Moderator miss out.
Moderator miss out. That's exactly it. So I'm sitting here watching this and knowing that, trend days are my best days because I can see it forming on different patterns and different time frames. And that goes back to the penny stock thing. Trend days are like, penny stock was a trend day every day. If you're trading a penny stock, you're going bullish. You're not going any other way because you can't afford to most of the time. And so trend days are like penny stock days, and it's like, if I'm moderating, I can't do it. Because as soon as I get into a trade, I shut up. And then if somebody asks me a question, it totally distracts me. So
pulls you off your trade.
Yeah. So that's why ask me questions now and shut me up.
Hey, Stone, did you start out trading penny stocks?
Yeah. I started out trading the meme stocks, and then I got into bullish bears, and I realized that stuff was a bunch of crap, and got the hell out of AMC before it tanked and made good money.
Awesome. Hey, Jeremy.
Penny stocks. We did the penny stocks during the pandemic, so it was highly volatile every day, and it would be like, scores of penny stocks that you could trade. Jeremy, come back.
I'm here for a second. I was on the other line with Lucian. We're gonna test something that we got to put together real quick, so I might have to end the YouTube broadcast a little bit early today. We're gonna make it so we can embed all of the complete stream that we do in the morning for our Discord channel onto our website. So
Okay.
Got some stuff to work out real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the YouTube feed, and then I'm going to go with get with Lucian to make that all happen.
All right. Good enough.
So
hey Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you might want to bring up the clips that I was planning on doing.
Yep.
I don't know if because is that what you guys are doing?
Yep, that, and it's all coming into basically we just need to narrow it down to one feed so it makes it easier on everybody, so we don't have to like record master files and you know it would destroy an HDD hard drive. So
yeah, we want to basically make it a swipe kind of thing, right?
Exactly. So it all goes to all the places it needs to go from one source, and then then it makes editing a hell of a lot easier too.
Yeah, I hear you.
Is this related to the discussion that started probably last week or so about recording these sessions?
Yes. Yeah, we're just making it all happen, and it's all got to have everything working at the same time is the tricky part that we're working out. I think we're on it today, so.
Like a watch.
That's it. And that's the point. We need to start making sure we can archive each and every one of these streams because we drop some freaking knowledge in here. But it's spontaneous.
Absolutely.
It changes with the market conditions. So it's like we don't know what we're going to be bringing out day to day.
No, you never know. No, and some days it's like you sit there and think it's going to be nothing, and all of a sudden, oh no, look, we can talk about measured moves. And
right.
I love measured moves. As soon as I heard measured move, I wanted to know what the hell it was and how I did it.
Right.
That was all I cared about.
So if we can archive all this stuff, and then Devin's got the wonderful, daunting task of picking the nuggets of gold out and making them into highlights.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing that. The idea is I'll be doing most of that live.
Exactly.
Like on the fly, so I can just take out the nuggets as we're broadcasting, and that way I don't need to go through hours of trying to sift through the video.
Exactly. And that's what I'm getting at is if we source it from one place, it can all happen simultaneously.
Yeah. And then they're working on Discord because what they're working on security for Discord because when we're sitting here in Discord and we're doing this, if we have the right whatever it is, tabs on the left, I can't think of what they are.
Right.
If we have the right the right information right here in Discord, we can have like patterns set up in there where you can go look for patterns. And if you're looking for like a double bottom and it's boom right there, you don't have the wallpaper right there. And then we can take some of our teachings and put them right in Discord.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Growth.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up with YouTube. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe stuff.
That's it. Sorry. Thanks, Jeremy.
All right. Oh, no worries. I just always ask, but beyond that, it's great that to get help with our channel because the more we can put into that channel, the more we can grow and have a much higher rate of content, not just once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day. That's what we're looking to build.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, it really helps us out. Just tell your friends. You get talking to their friend about stocks and trading and stuff, dude. That's where we grow. Is tell your friends and let them know what we're doing. And we're aiming much higher than just doing the same thing every day. We're looking at growth to where eventually this can be done without charging anybody anything. Just do it free. That's our end game is for us is to become that in that capacity. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll see you guys later on YouTube and you guys in Discord. I'll be back later in this afternoon. I got a couple things I'm watching that I'm going to kind of do some charting breakdown on. So I'll get back into that. And I think I'll be able to come back before Stone ends the stream from his end. So this all worked out.
I'll stay here till about 11:15.
Sounds perfect.
And then I'll be done.
Awesome possum.
Scurrying away. All right, Jay.
All right, guys. I'll see you in a bit.